Well, I don't expect that. Alrighty. Get a good old cold one cracked. Or a few cold ones cracked. There we go. America's so straight, isn't it? My goodness. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ah, goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Well, my dog is just taking the mantle of pretty much what everyone is feeling in America's politics. Just kind of curled up in a fucking ball. Sequestering himself away. Why am I yawning so much right now? That should help a little bit. All right. My goodness gracious. All right. Let's get a good bowl going. Let's get that going. Again, the yawning. Jesus Christ. The brain does not want to cooperate with that. Just wants to be sleep bean. My, though. Today has certainly been an interesting state of affairs, though. I am not really too shocked by it at all. But all in all, I think some people are. I know one of my friends is like straight up having a fucking freak out over it. I have to kind of like try to tell him and be like, yo, dude, it's not the end of the world. It's fucked, but it ain't the end of the world. Because, like, Today's definitely been interesting. That's for sure. Well, I got some thoughts. A lot of thoughts, actually. Because I've been, like, kind of tuning in while I was at work, like, off and on the entire time with this shit. And, frankly, like, I was kind of had some surprises on, like, how people were reacting to it for the most part. But not really surprised at the results, like, at all. I mean, all things considered, I kind of saw things leaning one way or the other, and especially after Pennsylvania being called for Trump. It's like, yeah. I knew it was going to hedge all on Pennsylvania. I fucking knew it. I called that shit. I wasn't the only one. There was a few people calling that. I just knew that shit. It's like, it's hedging up on that state. Like, unless somehow Kamala were to win Michigan and a few other states, there ain't no chance that, she's going to win unless Pennsylvania is hers. And what do you know? That's what happened. Shocker. I mean, we'll say that, really ultimately this is just a fault on the party. They could have actually done something worth the fuck. And actually done some shit. Like, I was kind of talking on my lunch break about this. It's like they could have easily have done like something, to where to work, Kamal could have actually have made a push, one way or the other. So to sell Liberty dies with thunderous applause. I mean, I don't think, dude. I mean, are you on the train of democracy might fall? Cause I mean, look, we're still gonna have our democracy and shit. We're still gonna have elections. Trump ran a terrible campaign. Well, it's not just that, bro. It's that the entire Democratic Party itself failed to do anything about the economy, failed, to do anything, when it comes to just when it comes down to any of these, rights that need to be codified, it's the Democrats' fault. All support their asses. Come on, fucking liar. Trump's fast federal government's lost cause now. I mean, I am not that fucking jaded over it. The federal government's been a lost cause well before Trump's ever been a thing, bro. Yeah, Trump's just gonna erode more of it. He's just gonna erode, do a lot more to erode it and make, especially our own government more fascistic. I ain't gonna disagree with that, by the way, because yes, that's true. But what's the Democrats want to do? Let's pivot to the right and try to cater to them, and try to at least push a little towards to the right. Let's secure our lock and win with Liz Cheney. or her fascist ass fucking dad, ran an entire fucking administration with Bush. Kamal didn't even win the popular vote either, by the way. Trump got the popular vote. Just think about that, seriously. Why do you think? It's not just because people are that fucking retarded, because frankly, a lot of people can be. But a lot of it is because the Democrats are fucking utter failures. They suck. They just suck. I mean, they just do. They're a worthless fucking party, and all they're there for is literally just to ratchet, the Republicans' agenda practically and solidify a lot of that shit at this point. The only things Dems got going for themselves is abortion rights, and that's kind of really honestly about it. They've backed the fuck off on LGBT and trans issues. It's really annoying that progressives get blamed for this shit. It was their precious moderates who came out for Trump. Yeah. And literally Stein West, nationally, every third party vote basically got 0.4%. Let's say you combine all of that and just lumped it for Harris, which would be about 0.2%, I guess, 1.2% at that point. That wouldn't make a fuck all difference at all. It wouldn't even make a goddamn difference in electorally. I mean, that's another reason why I'm fucking sick of the party. And I'm outside of, because of a close primary state that is Oregon, fucking being stuck at that shit a little bit. Where's the music stop? Music. Boy. Play music. Oh, it's just being dumb, is it? Oh, that's just great. To tell the truth, I think this is a more devil you know scenario, because when you get right down to it, what do we really know about Kamala? Not a lot. And usually a lot of what people do know about her, they don't necessarily like that much. A lot of the reason why people did vote for her in the first place, let's just be fucking honest, was because, of an anti-Trump vote for the most part, because of the fear around that, which I get. And it's I don't blame people for voting one way or the other on that one. Especially if they want to vote for Trump, sure. I mean, I already knew that Oregon was going to be called, for that anyway. So, I mean, it's yeah, me being a part of like the third party wee little BBB little fucking thing that will barely do fuck all. Like what I love is that, oh, why waste your vote doing that? Because that's meaningless. And then all of a sudden when election day comes, suddenly we have like the most biggest impact on like how like a person wins or not. It's like, make up your damn mind. It's like, holy shit. Like, quit fucking blaming people on the left. You know, this is two Democrats, quit, and liberals. Quit blaming people on the fucking left for your own goddamn failures. I caught whiff of that shit back in 2016 with Clinton, and I knew the rest of the party was going to, you know, keep up on that bullshit. And look where we're at now. It's like, I mean, the party has not learned, and they're not going to learn. You know, they need to be dumped. I've been saying this for a long fucking time. You know, I'm dumped this fucking party. It needs to be a genuine national effort to fucking do that at this point. You saw the meme I sent, I take it? Yes, I did. There's been a few memes, you know, popping up here and there and shit, which I'm just like, hey. Dude, I don't know if, like, I mean, I was talking about it earlier a little bit, but dude, Kyle had like these prediction maps. None of them were accurate. It's like in Kyle's like worst case scenario, Kamal still wins, and literally the quote unquote worst case scenario, you know, was even worse than what Kyle predicted. It's just like, bruh. It's like, Kyle, I love you, but you've been just huffing some fucking crack, you know, for copium lately, dude. I love Kyle, but he's just been straight up snorting crack levels of copium. It's like, dude, holy shit. I love you, but you've been like, he's genuinely was off the mark on this. He on Twitter even admitted it. Like, he's like, we're gonna have a lot to discuss tomorrow, but I was dead fucking wrong on this type of shit, blah blah blah. It's like, yeah, bro. I love Kyle, but man, you were way too just cracked out on that one. Speaking of which, Discord. Oh, well, sick. But here, I'm actually gonna do this really quick. There might be like a slight hiccup. I know this will at least help get the music back. Hold on. Okay, there we go. I think that should. Yep, it did. Okay, there we go. Anyway. I know there's like another comment I missed here. As Kamal said, I don't understand how it could have happened. I mean, did everything right, tried to shame people economically left and pro-Palestinian and voting for her without offering a real substance. One thing I've noticed, at least some people say, you know, is that you can't, you know, just vote away a genocide. And honestly, I genuinely do believe that this was the main reason for it too. Outside of like the fact that people feel really economically jaded and the party has done fuck all, you know, Biden or Kamala even to really offer any like solace of a sense of like, you know, of that changing. You know, even let's say they actually do have like policy positions, you know, and whatever, or in prescription stuff. It's like there wasn't enough for people to feel confident, you know, in the sense of like, yeah, like economically, you know, things might be better for my wallet, for, you know, rent and all this other shit. And the fucking hype, bro. And frankly, with all this goddamn hype, like, this is kind of like a very boring, like, election coverage thing. Like, the only one that was exciting was DFF because they don't really have, like, that strong of a vested interest on, like, who wins or not. But they were kind of the only ones that actually had, like, a little energy and gutzpah. Like, because they were reacting to a lot of other people, and everyone else was boring as shit. From, like, Ben Shapiro to Vosh, like, everyone was goddamn boring, dude. Like, the only thing that was kind of interesting was Jenkins Schwett with the Ugrologist Schwett meter, dude, with the Schwett index, the Schwett dex. One of the reasons why I vote for is trying to completely why I have a well, yeah. I mean, you know, it's not to undermine that, of course. Like, I mean, when it comes to, you know, the position of Kamala, but that's, I mean, you know, the whole idea is, like, instead of being like, oh, that's so sad that, you know, Palestinians are being bombed. Anyway, give Israel a bunch of fuck you money. You know, it's basically that versus, fuck them all, give them all the money they want. Like, I mean, it's basically literally just, like, presentation of how it's done, and people don't want that. They were sick at that shit. We're sick of it with Biden. Kamala pretty much did not change her verbiage about that shit whatsoever, and people were jaded there, too. I mean, she lost Dearborn where, like, Biden won Dearborn. I mean, there's, like, counties and places, like, in states that she kind of needed to win where even Hillary won and when she fucking lost. Because at least, back in 2016, Hillary won the popular vote. This election, Kamala couldn't even fucking, get the popular vote. Because whether it's not because people don't know much about her and they're just like, who the fuck is she? Or what they do know, they don't like about her, it didn't matter. People just weren't confident in her. Despite people, media and the party itself trying to shove her down our throat and be like, oh. And the thing is, she had a genuine chance. This party actually had a fucking chance, dude. I mean, legitimately. They could have actually made it so even in Kyle's worst case scenario, she would have been fine. Clinton was one of the worst candidates ever because she's a known quantity. Harris isn't. That's kind of mainly the reason why, if you think about it, because Clinton is a known quantity. She's been around politics and American politics for a long fucking time. People know her name. People on the national level don't really know much about Kamala's name. At least if we're going to compare Clinton to her. And they'll find some way to blame Bernie Bros, even though he didn't even run the primaries this election. Well, because the Bernie Bros will just be pivot. Instead of being called Bernie Bros, they'll just be, third party, Green Party voters, pro-Palestinian protesters that are undecided or whatever. They're just going to shift the blame into different things. They already are. And frankly, it's just one of those things where it's it shouldn't be this fucking hard for the Democrats to just even on a barest goddamn fucking minimal, just offer something. Honestly, if everything was the same, but Kamala was at least pretty hard standed on Palestine, in the right direction, then I honestly think she probably would be able to squeak Michigan, and actually, potentially maybe squeak Pennsylvania too. And maybe get closer to a possibility of having that, popular vote at the very end of the day, despite it's shown that Democrats need to completely ditch Palestine, LGBT, and more in the economic right. Funny enough, the party is already doing that. Democrats have literally went to the right of Reagan when it comes to a lot of these fucking issues. When it's outside of economics, that's pretty much the only thing the Democrats haven't shifted full right on, to the right of Reagan even. But goddamn, they're kind of itching themselves closer to that. I got honestly, the only thing that's stopping them from that is pretty much you got people like Tim Walz and shit that actually push kind of legit pro blue collar working class issues and shit. And you got some states like Oregon that are passing unionization efforts and stuff, at least for cannabis workers. I suppose that's at least a positive. I mean, we at least now can see in the future, cannabis unions and, marijuana unions, actually being a thing. So that would be fucking cool. Oregon kind of got the ball rolling that. Could have done the same thing, ranked choice voting. But, people are a little too stupid around here. And at least when I saw initially, it was 59% no, but only half of it was reported in at the time. So I was thinking, okay, well, maybe there's a possibility it could. And then last time I checked, it was even worse. And I was like, oh, people suck. Honestly, the ones that passed was basically just oh, hey, we can impeach our, people in our own government, in the state. Cool. People were pretty gung-ho for that, and that was not, even within, half of the votes called in, that one was called pretty quickly. And the unionization one, it didn't get called right off the bat pretty much, but eventually there was enough there that, it was safe to say that, yeah, it passed. So, apparently it lost because it wasn't good enough measure. Well, I don't know. I don't see why it wasn't. I mean, from what I read, it seemed fine. I mean, I don't see what the whole fucking issue is about that, frankly, but I mean, I think it's just because people are too standoffish with it. They don't know enough about it, so people are like, eh. people wanted it to end close primaries. I mean, I want close primaries to end, but that would be a separate issue. Trump won now, but I get the feeling it's going to be like what happened with Bush, where the people vote him in are going to end up more disappointed by the end of this term than the libs will reform him like a decade later. Yeah, especially because Trump probably will pass away within the next 4 years anyway. And that means we might get a President Vance, just putting that out there. And with that in mind, it's just like, yeah, given enough time, they'll rehabilitate him. Portland's version of ranked choice voting ended primaries altogether. Well, I guess maybe that's what people wanted, just to adopt Oregon's or Portland's version of it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, to me, I don't care. I want ranked choice voting. I don't really care how it's necessarily implemented. Yeah, because in the White House, he's gonna fucking, he's gonna get his like weird slimy like fucking dolphin juice all up in the couch. I mean, yeah. The first lady ain't gonna be his wife, it's gonna be the couch. What's worse, Trump's shit stink or Vance's slime? Trump's shit stink, hands down, bro. Dude, he literally has dead ass, like has fumigated a room with his shit, bro. Man. Well, since it's basically Trump now, like, at this point, now Biden should resign and make Harris president. Oh my God. Biden resigns, Harris is president for like a month and a half to 2 months. Yes, yo. Yes, dude. You know what? I might actually be like, you know what, Biden? Like, throughout most of the year, you sucked, but you might have just redeemed yourself if you did that. He might redeem himself with me. Because Kamala will be pissed. She's gonna be like, that fucking piece of shit. No one, she's not gonna be happy. She already probably isn't. She's doing the Hillary thing, where she didn't even do a speech tonight. Apparently, Trump, I think, is doing his right now. Someone should go see, because, like, his headquarters, apparently he was supposed to speak there. And DFF, they ended their shit because they were waiting for him to speak, but they got impatient and just said, fuck it, and they'll just cover it on Friday, so. Because I was kind of sticking out to see if, they will at least watch some of it, but I was like, I'm not gonna watch it on my own. I'll just watch it later or something. I'll probably do it tomorrow if someone reacts to it or something. Because honestly, I mean, like, it would be great, like, in a sense, because I guarantee you she would just be like, you know what, that's what people could have had, and just like boom, 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 just knock the shit out of nowhere. Because then, in a weird way, she could run in 2028 at that point and actually try to like fucking, like, kind of flex a little bit, because it'd be like, yo, I just like fucking hella flexed out hardcore during that last little like 3 months there, during that hard tumultuous time and stuff. Y'all didn't give me a shot then. Well, look at me now. Like, I mean, it's like, hey, you didn't give me a shot. Well, Biden did, and I, fucking did all this while y'all decided to reject it. She could flex, dude. But it kind of does have to, be up to Biden, because he would have to step down in order for that to happen. It's like Paul said, when people are playing defense for Biden's Israel support, the president can't be powerless and not do something like that, and yet somehow have the authority to roll in fucking tanks. I know. You literally can't have it both ways. And same thing when it comes to our Congress and Senate, like, oh, the parliamentarian, or, oh, we can't get enough people to support it, or this and that. It's like, then twist some arms politically. Fucking like, choke a motherfucker up a little bit if they're tied and be like, hey, you're doing this shit. You're going to be voting for this fucking shit or else kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's like, bro. It's like, god damn. It's like, how do you think shit got passed back in the day, with people like LBJ or FDR doing their shit? It's like they twisted arms. They threatened political careers unless they fucking, bent the knee, essentially. And that's what they say Trump's gonna do. Like, he has the fucking competence to do it. And his fucking, crew of weird fucking sycophants. Because a lot of them pretty much barely know how government fucking functions. And a lot of them are incompetent, too. And I feel like we're just gonna have a very incompetent fucking administration when it comes to Trump. Like, there's going to be a lot of attempts for, especially Project 2025 shit and stuff, especially with the Republicans. But, it's like, how much are they really going to be able to get done versus, a lot of the shit that people really freak out about? You know what I mean? Because people are straight up thinking, fucking Auschwitz is going to open up. It's like Auschwitz, but America. It's like people are getting a little too fucked out over this. Go to our friend Tyler. He needs to kind of take a chill pill, hardcore. I love him, and I kind of, and I get, the fear and anxiety kind of shit, but it's like, god fuck damn, dude, chill out. It's like, do you need to go back to smoking weed or something? Because, dude, it's like, you saw the group chat rip. He was kind of freaking, legit freaking the fuck out, a little too much. I get, kind of being oh, fuck, and shit, but, dude, I even mentioned this, you might just need to take a break, bro. It ain't good for your health. Just tune back into it, on Friday or something. You know what I mean? It's hey, just take a break from this, tune back to it on Friday, collect yourself, focus on some other shit, because I'm just bro, it's a little too much, It's kind of logical. It's kind of like me, but less logical and more outbursty. Can't really follow stakes. He just goes overboard. Well, that's what I'm saying. He's just overboard. And he needs to take a step back and chill the fuck out a little bit. You know what I mean? It's that's what I was trying to say. At least at one point, it's gotta chill, take a step back for a day or two, and come back to it when you've kind of collected yourself, because if you kind of keep reacting to it as it goes on, you're gonna you're gonna burst a blood vessel or something. Stoney, hey, bro, long time no fucking see, my friend. How guys, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. Really enough, I'm actually doing, pretty good today, because I lost his phone a few days ago. Then I found it under my friend's car seat. So, that's pretty good. All that shit. Got my new card today, so got that activated, so that's good. So, honestly, all in all, I'm actually doing pretty good. My area's been destroyed by Hurricane Helene. The house is fine, but 95% of the state lost power. Fuck, dude. That's right, because your shit was in Helene and stuff. Oh, man. Yeah, that's why because I was wondering about you for a while. I was like, man, I hope Rose and Stoney are all right. I haven't heard from Stoney in a fat minute. This hurricane's coming through. Hope they're okay. I was thinking for a while, and I was even kind of mentioning to others, and they're like, yeah, where the fuck has he been? Blah, 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 blah. 1 out of every 20 or 30 tries was knocked down. Damn. Well, thanks for reminding Stone. I think I have the cannabis. Yeah. Rip, I know you're also pretty impressed about shit, but I don't know. I kind of, I don't know. Maybe I just have a different, perspective about this election. Because I was at because at this last month leading up to tonight, I was just kind of just kind of been you know what, fuck it. if it's Kamala, cool. If it's Trump, not cool. Well, and like because I don't like either of them. Trump sucks worse. I'll like I'll just like go with what happens and just I don't know just kind of take what happens basically because obviously there wasn't really going to be any crazy curveball. I mean, there's not even really the same energy as like in 2020 or even in 2016 when it comes to either side, frankly. So I mean, I just kind of feel like that the next 4 years are really going to be kind of like deadlocked in a lot of ways, especially if the House goes to the Democrats predominantly. If the Senate is to the Republicans, then yeah, shit ain't going to be happening for a while until the midterms at least, and when shit switches up there a little bit. Rescue my uncle trapped in North Carolina Western Mountains. Jesus Christ. He decided the worst thing we'll have to deal with is Trumpers being goatee for like a year. Then he'll start bitching because Dems won't want to do anything when he's really just scratching his ass and watching Fox News. Yeah, and his weird little lackeys are the ones trying to do shit. And because a lot of our government's going to be stun locked, and also, a lot of, the administration is going to be infighting with each other. This is another thing people don't realize, but the MAGAs have been kind of infighting with each other a lot over weird conspiracy shit, too. Like, they think, certain, factions of MAGA are, trying to, conspire against each other. Because I think, honestly, a lot of these MAGA folks kind of know that Trump's not exactly going to be, long and much for this world, you know what I mean? And, I think some people within the circle, so to speak, are now trying to, vie for power now. Which, if so, depending on whatever happens, to Trump next 4 years, I think, honestly, the entire whole MAGA movement will legit fracture. Because none of them really like J.D. Vance. Most of the Republican Party doesn't really like him that much. So let's say he becomes president, he's just going to be immediately booted in the primary. I would be shocked if it gets past that. So I don't know. Honestly, I kind of feel like a lot of the whole more MAGA sphere are more about trying to kind of see who's going to be the next head, and they're going to try to really kind of start fighting with each other, vying for power, and trying to get Trump's loyalty, while he's still around and shit kind of thing. They're not really going to be, doing a broad mass agenda outside of the usual Republican shit like tax cuts and stuff like that for the rich and all that shit. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's, me being a little hopeful and optimistic about it. But, I mean, I don't know. That's what I find a little interesting. A lot of libs and a lot of progressives, a lot of just people on the left are kind of freaking the fuck out a little bit and depressed and all this other shit. And I'm sitting here normally I'm the cynical, jaded guy, but I'm the one kind of trying to be a little hopeful now. I'm just guys, hey, I don't know if it's as fucked as people think. It's not the nation will not collapse, once January 20th hits. I mean, I don't know. Some people just are a little freaking out a little way too hard. I get it. It sucks, got to push through with that shit, but fuck it, I don't know. I just feel a little different this election cycle in comparison to the previous ones. I feel like 2020, I was definitely more kind of emotionally invested with that. Moscow Mitch, he's still around. Dude, he's probably going to croak. That guy's probably going to croak in the next 4 years too. Honestly, I feel like there's going to be a lot of bullshit going on within the Republican Party. That's why I just kind of feel I don't know. I just kind of feel that's where shit's going to be a little iffy. This election, I cared a lot more. Well, it's not I don't care. It's just that I just have a different perspective about it, I guess. Because, I mean, either way, especially progressives and leftists are still going to have to kind of resist whatever administration is going on, especially when it comes to Palestine, economic issues, workers' rights too. I mean, maybe Kamala's administration probably would be more softer about it. But, the cops are still going to show up and break, a strike if needed and all this other bullshit. I mean, that's still going to happen. So it's very adamant to make sure that that pressure is still there. I mean, and actually, that reminds me, here's another thing that is actually something hopeful to look forward to. In 2028, on May Day, there is going to be a mass general strike. Like Sean Fain and I think even Sean O'Brien, like these, the Teamsters and UAW presidents, on top of like a lot of these other like regional and local unions that they're kind of building an umbrella with. Like they're all, kind of getting their contracts to expire for, these contracts that they got or getting, right now and stuff. They're trying to, encourage all of them to have them expire by like April 31st or May 1st. So then, they could basically just do a general strike and just, instead of, just negotiating and just, kind of doing business as usual, everyone just walks out immediately and negotiations start with an immediate fucking hardball, right? And a big old batter ran right to the face, basically. And it would put a lot of the economic, powerhouse, to a halt, and also would essentially whatever administration, likely now at this point Trump's administration, would have to fucking listen, have to do something about that. And I think we know how Trump's administration would operate with that. They would be, scab and union busting motherfuckers. They would send in the thugs. They send the scabs. They send the pigs. I mean, frankly, I think Kamal probably would too, but they would just be there to monitor and be like, all right, be peaceful and let the scabs through, bitches. Yeah, that's right. I don't want to see no fighting or else we're breaking you up, arresting all of you. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mind yourselves, boys. Kamal would be like that while Trump's like, nah, break it. Send the scabs to break them up and fire them all. So, there's going to be a rude awakening for that regardless. It didn't matter who's going to be, in the administration, moving forward, Kamal or Donald. But, I mean, because there's going to be a rude awakening, with that, period. So that's definitely at least something else to look forward to. And the thing is, you don't even got to be in union to join that either. You could, these unions are very open and very encouraging of, if you're like, hey, I've got like 4 hours to kill, you want want me to fill like a role a little bit? You're like, yeah, here's pick a sign. Hang out. They'd be more than happy to do that. I really hope we're not going to have to deal with this. Ex-candidate is going to put us in camps if they win shit every cycle. Now it would start a conspiracy marketing that Obama's going to. Oh my God, you're so fucking right, dude. Dude, so many... Dude, I remember my dad talking how, like, Obama used to be like, oh, he's the Black Hitler. He's going to be, having the FEMA camps and blah, blah, blah. Dude, you're fucking so right, bro. Dude, 100%. You are absolutely right with that. Like, we were kind of getting primed with this shit for a while, bro. And honestly, thinking about it, like, there's a lot of things, especially in the last 30-something years, really 40-ish, 50-ish years, where we've been kind of getting primed with this shit. Way more so in the last, like, 20-something plus years, but definitely, within the last, like, 30 to 40, Because, I mean, between, like, the Christian nationalism that Reagan, propagated and Bush, kind of helped codify and stuff, and the hardcore nationalism and patriotic, kind of duty bullshit that Bush established and codified. And then the triangulation of, like, Democrats just shifting to the right with Bill Clinton. We've been kind of getting primed with this shit for a while. It's just been a slow fucking buildup. This is why, I guess it's another reason why I'm not, like, as, like, holy fucking freaking out about the Trump thing, because he's a symptom to ultimately a far fucking bigger problem. I mean, that's what he is. He's a symptom of a fundamental bigger problem, and that's our fucking system. That's how the United States operates and how we've been primed from our system over the fucking, like, last 50 plus fucking years to pretty much been conditioned and to accept this shit. To have worker rights revoked, to have women's rights revoked, to, be more xenophobic and to, be more hardline on immigration, to be more... queerphobic, basically, and to just kind of maybe be like, we might accept that, kind of bullshit. It's like, it's just literally shit we've been primed generationally now. I think at least, people our age, and younger kind of at least understand and get that, but, man, Gen Xers and, like, older, old millennials, like, millennials in, like, their early 30s, and like late 20s and shit, like 29, or 28, like, goddamn, bro. Yeah, it didn't. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it didn't. It never happened. Just like Trump won now, and people are going to be redacted on site, and it never happens. And either ever like, yeah, we were wrong. Sorry for being fucking stupid, everyone. We were a little hyperbolic and fear marketed a little too much. Apologies, everybody. I mean, for real, it's like, and again, I get, the fears about it, and honestly, really, it's just kind of misguided in a sense. Where the fears should be on these weird vigilantes that are very hyper, like, loyal to the idea of Trump and all this other shit, where they're like, our age and shit, and do vigilante shit. I mean, if there's actually kind of one thing that Oregon unfortunately does have when it comes to that influence, it's, we've had our vigilantes show up before. It's like, and they always come from like, bumblechuck a fuck who knows where, who gives a fuck where, basically. But a lot of times, they try to like, flex their fucking bullshit, like, I mean, at least in groups. I mean, because I've told stories about that before, especially at least back in 2020 when they were very fucking active. But even then, I don't think it would be as intense in volume in comparison to how it was back in 2020 or like even prior to that in like 2016, 17, 18, 19. Because they were fairly active and kind of emboldened due to Trump during that time. But even then, they weren't like, fucking like beating the shit out of people left and right. The only time that really started kicking off was during 2020 when like the Black Lives Matter protests started going off. Like, that's when they really started getting, like, violent vigilante shit. That's when shit really got serious. And I don't think they would get to the same level, at least, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't really think they would go to that same degree right now. I mean, I would hope to be right. I mean, I would hate to be wrong, to be frank. Like I said, it's been countries that make America look like paradise for LGBT comparison. Yeah, for sure. Because there absolutely are. I mean, a lot of a lot of European countries are very fucking chill, and I imagine a lot of even like like Eastern countries and like in other places like around the world, like I imagine like even if there isn't inherently like any law in a book one way or the other, I guarantee you like most people probably just don't give a fuck. Because usually for the most part, most people don't. Go anywhere in the world, usually on a general basis, most people aren't going to give a shit. That's not an absolute, obviously. This is just kind of a very broad, general, thing. But it's like, at least, especially in my experience, from like when I visit Iceland out there, literally no one could ever give an iota of a fuck. I mean, granted, it's Iceland, but. At least even around here, even with like conservatives, it's like even if there are like some conservative people, it's like, yeah, I think this about it, but they just kind of shrug and don't give a shit. If if I were to extrapolate it, I imagine it really isn't that hyper majorly different, anywhere else around the world, depending on where you kind of like plot fucking dart on the map, so to speak. I'm sure, like, obviously if I were to like plop into like Afghanistan, I'm sure, or like Saudi Arabia, I'm sure it'd be way fucking different. But if it's like plopping it in like fucking like Germany or something, or fucking anywhere else, like I don't know, like Albania or something, I'm sure it'd be way different. Generally speaking, in Europe, I never had anyone give me shit about my sexuality other than Islamic fundamentalists. Even in my home country, people don't care. I think political division will worsen. Well, yeah, I hope not. But, I mean, it's certainly, there's definitely a lot of divisions, that are happening, especially in the U.S. right now, where I think ultimately it really is just kind of a part of the broader problem of our own American system. Like, if we had more choice, electorally and politically, to where there's at least a little bit more fluidity about where, like, political ideas can, flourish and shit in different ways. Like, I think it would be a little better. But, but that's just kind of a guess. I mean, because even despite whatever political divisions or bureaucracy or whatever bullshit electoral politics that go on in other countries. I mean, the fact that they do have at least like multiple parties and like different, and a system that at least allows for that, they run a little better than ours, and shit gets done a little bit more better than us. A little bit, and also it's kind of spectral because I'm sure some places like England are just kind of a little bit of a disaster, just a little bit. Actual Jake out here saying Palestinians have been handed the worst possible outcome. Yes, I'm sure they. I'm sure they. I'm sure they have said about it. All the two of them would have saved them from getting redacted. Oh yeah, because neither of them were gonna save them. I mean, that's like another thing. It's like Kamal and Trump. Like no one on that front was gonna, be good for Gaza. Actual Jake, that's not a point. That's not a gotcha like you think it is there, Jake. Man, he's also like on some crack, dude. What's with like some of these like lefties and progressives that are just kind of like cracked out on the mommy milk, dude? Like what the fuck? Kyle, fucking Jake. It's like what's with these motherfuckers, dude? What's with them all being like cracked out? You just feel Gus got look him assume. He knows he can't get away with this when Gen Z's in power. Honestly, actually no one's really mentioned this yet. So I'm going to. I'm going to be wrong. The first motherfucker's probably mentioning it right now. Because I know for a fucking fact that Netanyahu's been working with Trump behind the scenes to try to help get him elected. Netanyahu played a role. He played a role in this shit, low-key. Low-key, he kind of did. To kind of undermine Kamala and shit. Like, I mean, not to, I'm going to kind of do my own little lib shit here for a second. Like, I kind of think, he played a major role to kind of fuck Kamala over in the Democratic Party just to ensure that he gets to, like, I don't give a fuck, he's my favorite man, kind of bullshit with Trump, like, to just be full carte blanche. Because, I mean, like, realistically, policy-wise, he ain't going to be much different outside of maybe just give more money to them. Like, more than what Biden's probably given. Instead of, like, 80-something billion, it'll probably be, like, 100-something billion. And literally just, like, doing the exact same thing in the UN and also shit, just stonewalling any effort to actually, like, hold Israel accountable. So, I mean, unfortunately, nothing's just going to change outside of Israel just being more aggressive. That's pretty much about it. Like, yeah, Israel gets more aggressive and, and that, yeah, I mean, which they were going to anyway, but it was just going to be more basically whether they're going to be more, like, slowly aggressing or really aggressing, like when it comes to, when it comes to this shit. So basically they're going to be accelerating, quicker versus just kind of doing a slow burn. Because that's kind of what they've been doing for this whole fucking year is just slow burning it. Because they know they can't just literally go all out, at least with Biden, because they could slow burn it because that's been working. And they know they would have to do the same with Kamala, but they would also probably have to do it even slower because, she's not incompetent, say what you want about her. So they just know they would be able to have carte blanche to just do fuck it, whatever. And America would, at least the government would just literally have to just act in the same way, but Trump's just very fucking vocal about it. Like our policy, with Israel literally won't change. Israel and how they act would. And yeah, it would be worse. And I guarantee you, fucking Netanyahu definitely played a goddamn role in it. When it comes to, some outcomes of the election. I don't think, it's like some, like, secret, like, hyper fucking cabal kind of thing. I just think that he made sure certain people, like, in the campaign with Trump and in Kamala Harris's campaign were there to make sure certain, winds are blowing the right way. Just hiring, lobbyists to certain people, to make sure shit just went a certain direction. pretty much like have, certain people like, talking to Kamala's ear to pretty much undermine a lot of her campaign, certain ways. And then just have, the right people in Trump's ear to make sure that, he just flaunts his support for Israel, essentially, whenever it got brought up. And also, speaking of the Holocaust guilt thing you're saying, Stody, Germany needs to grow a set of fucking balls. Like, because, dude, Germany needs to get over the fact that, like, we're sorry. It's like, bruh, they're, like, Israel's doing the same shit that, like, y'all were doing, okay? It's like, goddamn. Grow some balls to fucking, like, stand up for what's right, you piece of shit. It's like, because they're not, like, tethered in the same way. They got a different reason to, but it's like they don't have to. It's like, yeah, y'all did a bad one, once. Like, I think, we can move on in the sense of at least just doing better, and not just, like, hanging it over your fucking head because, like, it's Israel this time. It's like, fucking Christ, dude. Still no states left. Dude, Pennsylvania was called for Trump, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, man. I don't want to, dude. I know for a fucking fact that your girlfriend will ensure that ain't happening, okay? All right? I know your girlfriend, like, and me still has a path. How? Enlighten me, good sir. Because, dude, like, pretty much everyone, after Pennsylvania was called, pretty much everybody was like, yeah, it's done. Because unless, if she wins everything left, she's not going to win everything. Like, literally every vote. Nah, that's not happening. I mean, it's like, unless one of these, states flip somehow, which I don't think that's happening at all, it's called. I mean, the official call will be sometime probably tomorrow. But as far as it stands, it pretty much, it's over. Like, Fox was the first ones to call Pennsylvania, and then shortly after that, there was like a few other outlets that, announced it as well. So Fox was kind of on, they just said fuck it and jumped on the gun with it. And then shortly after that, once there was, one more update, it was like, yeah, a few other outlets went with it and pretty much, essentially confirmed that shit. If Kamala somehow wins this would be a political equivalent of the Patriots beating the Falcons. I mean, look, I'll say this. I guess it ain't over till it's over. But the thing is, like, I'd rather just, like, kind of have this feeling of, like, all right, let's just move forward with this scenario right now. Because that's essentially what it looks like. That's what it seems like. And that's why my stream's like, well, that happened because it happened, I mean, everyone was all, like, on that mommy milk crack, and just fucking like, huffed it too much. Still for Trump. Dude, if Kamala did a January 6th, if Kamala Harris did a January 6th, I would probably die laughing. Unironically, I would call in sick and be like, and we would react to it, but I'm not going to lie. Watching a bunch of angry suburbanite libs mad they can't go back to brunch storming a cabin. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry, dude. That would be fucking hilarious. Dude, like 12 people would show up. Oh my God, you're so right, though. Dude, like 12 people with a few mommy milker picket signs would be like, no, bring it back, it's rigged. Oh my fucking god. Okay, now I want to see it. Oh my fucking Christ alive. Now I actually want to see it, dude. I want to see her try. It will literally be the most pitiful attempt, but oh my god, it'll be the most beautiful thing. Oh my god. Oh, please let that be a thing. For the love that's all that is holy, please let that be a thing. Holy shit. Supreme Court said by still president at facility. Oh. I'm not finishing that. I mean, and yes, Supreme Court legally did say that can be a thing. Oh, he also mentioned a thing on can't revamp on YouTube. Wait, actually this okay, here it is. It's like if two people one kind of poison, each of them watch them die. Hacky with paper scepter sucked up to them and saying, "See, go over here, didn't die painfully. We truly made the ethical choice. No, y'all just killed two people." Yeah, true. Replace because yeah, I mean, well, it's because I'm reacting about the whole election thing. I'm getting my thoughts and feelings out there, and the reason why I'm laughing is because we're laughing at the hypothetical of Kamala Harris doing it January 6th. Tries to steal the election back from Trump. Time to get drunk. Dude, I got a pretty decent amount of these. Well, I know what you're all doing. I don't know where all the fuck y'all at, but you can swing by over here if you want. You could kidnap me. In Minecraft, obviously. I'm not being serious, YouTube. I mean, you know, so. About to destroy self-drunk. Well, time to commit holy seppuku. Commit holy seppuku by having a drink, Venom. You'll be fine, bro. Dude, if you do that before I show up, you know, to New Mexico, I'm literally going to go down there anyway and then literally beat the shit out of your corpse. I'll literally pick it out of the fucking grave and beat the shit out of it myself. Or the morgue, or even at the funeral, sir. I don't give a shit. I'll literally walk up to your body and be like, open the casket, be like, boom, 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 asshole. You could have waited until I came here, bitch. So, better not, motherfucker. You don't have a bottle? I don't know about like a full bottle though, bro. Maybe you'll have to be here to persuade me one way or the other. I was gonna beat the fuck out of you in the hospital, man. Don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'll be like a mob boss, just like to see you in the hospital. It's like, oh, you're here to visit me. It's like, yeah. Just hold your face down. I'm just like, just grab the fucking, you know, vase of flowers. Go boom, 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 boom. Press the button to get a nurse in. I'm walking out, just like a minute later, a nurse walks over and it's like, oh, gee, Willikers. What's happening? You owe me that. Well, wait, what do you mean? Oh, wait, what do I owe? Outside of, you know, love and, you know, returning the favors of many things, now that my card's been activated. Though you'll have to wait financially for the, you know, for Thursday for that to be more meritable. But if you want, I could give you one of these. What happened to him? Yes, Ben, what happened? I fell on the floor face first repeatedly. Yeah, that's what happened. Exactly. You know, speaking of, like, what's funny is that YouTube has been really recommending me a lot of Boardwalk Empire and Sopranos lately, and I'm thinking I need to watch those shows. I think I need to say fucking and just watch those TV shows. Yes, your eternal soul. It's hard to owe an eternal soul when I don't have a soul. Did you watch Breaking Bad? eh. I've seen Breaking Bad when it was like going on. Like I saw it when it was on air. My mom was obsessed with the show, so sometimes I'd watch it with her. Because if she had to deal with me watching The Walking Dead, she had to, I had to deal with her watching Breaking Bad. That was like our like agreement. So, I've seen it already. Honestly, at the time I didn't get it. I do now in hindsight, but I'm still like, eh. Maybe if I rewatch it, I'll probably have a better appreciation for it. But I got other shit I want to watch, like Boardwalk Empire, Sopranos, fucking. There was like another show I actually wanted to watch. What was it called? Forgetting right off the top of my head. Oh, the Peaky Blinders. It's basically like Boardwalk Empire, but British. Ignore should break bad. I'd rather call Saul. See, honestly, if you want me to get into that Breaking Bad universe again, you should have mentioned Better Call Saul, because I would have been more into that. Because I actually legit like Bob Odenkirk. Dude, Odenkirk is actually a really good actor. I really like him. What was that one movie that had like Christopher Lloyd and a few other actors in it that were really good? Because he was like a former CIA dude or some shit. I mean, Bob Odenkirk's character. It was a newer movie. It came out like I think in 2017 or some shit. What the fuck was it called? BRB. That better be to look it up because I'm wondering what it is. If you look up Bob Odenkirk, I mean, you'll find it in his movies. I'm just forgetting what the fuck the movie's called. Anyway, I guess it's not really the point. I mean, the point is that he's actually like legit a really good fucking actor. It's a good song for this night. Fail state, baby. All right. When my boy Logan shows up, we're definitely gonna have to bump this song again at some point. Man, I feel like I'm gonna have to be on help out the homies, like damage control mode with the boys a little. Cause when my boy Rip City is literally being like, yeah, I'm kind of depressed about tonight. Like, it's rare for Rip to be like, a depressed boy, man. Like that's some rare shit right there. So I'm just like, damn, I need to like I need to like be there extra for the boys a little bit. Like Harley's the only one who just literally utterly detached and could not give an iota of a fuck. But but with everyone else though, it's just like, man, I need to like be like homies. It's okay. No one like we're all might be fucked, but we can pick ourselves up. We'll be fine, and within reason, of course. It's one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. I mean, I hope they just like. I hope I don't have to like defend myself. Be like, it's not that I don't care about results or whatever. It's just that I just have a different perspective with it. Because I knew I was going to feel two different ways. I kind of was primed for it, and honestly, I think that for me, maybe that's just kind of why I feel the way I do. Because I was already kind of primed to have the coin toss kind of thing, where I'm just like, yeah, I'm priming myself to feel one way or the other. Because I knew I was going to have these for one reason or another tonight. And it was either going to be like, woo, cool, I guess we could figure out, some stuff in a better way and blah, 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 blah. And then, like, it would be the other way where it's like, well, this guy sucks, but all right. Well, let's move forward. Let's figure that shit out. Well, we'll move forward as it goes along. Hopefully, my more hopeful perspective about it, because I really do think it's more of an optimistic, take about it. Like, I do kind of hope that ends up being, what the scenario ends up happening. Like, when it comes to, like, Trump and, and his administration, when it comes to MAGA kind of during fighting. Like, I kind of hope that, like, my feelings are right about that. It's honestly, like, I've never been, like, on the ball about, like, a lot of different takes, and shit, but I've been pretty close or, pretty right about a lot of different stuff when it comes to my, like, predictions or, like, feelings or, like, certain shit. Sometimes there's curveballs, and there's been a lot of curveballs, this year alone. So, I mean, there's been shit that I'll be like, what the fuck, so, not disregarding that, but there's been a lot of times where I'm just like, I kind of feel like it might happen, this way or the other. Oh, okay. It happened, at least in that way. So it's like, I mean, and I kind of resolved myself to knowing that it would be one option or the other, and my hunch was kind of right. And my ultimate hunch about this whole election was that it was going to fall down to Pennsylvania. And what happened? It fell ultimately down to Pennsylvania. That's what happened. I mean, there was honestly, my assumption was there's not going to be any other way around it. It was going to be Pennsylvania or bust. Like, Kamala had to win that, or else she was going to be bust. And she didn't. The fact she didn't even win the popular vote, did she perform worse than Clinton? This is like a bigger blowout, for the Dems than Clinton, dude. Like, seriously, honestly, if the Democratic Party nationally does not, if this does not teach them, then fuck them. Like, seriously, I won't even goddamn hear a fucking argument. I won't even entertain it at that point anymore. If they don't learn from this shit, fuck them, utterly. I won't even entertain it anymore. Like, dead ass. I won't even care. Outside of the state level, and lower, I will there, because there are some Dems like Mark Gamba, for example. Like, I mean, he's like the big guy that I know, especially. Maybe like Ilhan Omar, for example, at least on a more national level. It's like, there are, a select few out there that I can at least recognize and, I could cherry pick out. Kind of wean, them from the chaff, so to speak. But, like, overall, when it comes to the broader apparatus with this party, fuck them. They need to be ditched. And if anything, at this point, a lot of, like, the squad and a lot of these more, like, progressive-leaning Dems should probably maybe get together and be like, maybe we should just do a third party, like the Progressive Party or something. And then kind of like try to break this duopoly thing, because obviously these people aren't learning even how much we do compromise and concede with them. If there's like an element of where they kind of grow some balls with the ones that are there and shit, and are willing to at least do like take some action, a little bit, then I'll say all right, maybe not fuck all of them entirely, and shit. But if not, fuck them. I mean, I've already been feeling like that for quite a while. This last cycle, and frankly, even in 2016. But it's just like now at this point, yeah. I mean, I've been stabbed one too many times by these motherfuckers. Especially get blamed, being like, oh, well, so why didn't you vote for community? It's like Oregon's blue last state. Like, as soon as it was like gonna hit 8 p.m. tonight, it was gonna be called. For some reason, it didn't get immediately called, unlike Washington and California, but it was like a little bit later when it was. But it already was going to be called for Kamala anyway. Everyone knew that. Like, I mean, and it was barely anyone to vote for any of the third party candidates. So it didn't fucking matter because it's a blue lock state. Like, my one wee little thing ain't making this fucking state red at all. And it never will. It ain't like the fucking 70s or some shit where Oregon used to be a contested swing state or some shit. You know, it ain't like that anymore. It's been pretty consistently blue for a long fucking time. And that ain't changing, and it won't change. As far as I can see in the near future and the far future, as long as Oregon is still a thing. But good news is, since the president will have an R next to his name, suddenly it'll be okay for you to protest him again. Yay, tribalism! I know! Oh my god, you're so right. Now it's going to be okay to protest the genocide in Gaza. Now it's going to be okay, to protest the war in Ukraine now. Now it's going to be okay to do all this shit. Because, fucking, now Trump's, dude, oh my god, you're so fucking right. Oh my god. Oh my god. Though I kept hearing on process hit the streets, but I got out of hand just to let Trump, even though y'all shouting at people did. Yeah, and I protested, against Biden during that shit. There was like some, fucking protests here, about that. I actually met David Rovics at one of these protests. I went to one of them, and I happened to know some, just hands in pockets of, this IWW hoodie that he had. And I just I took a second look. I'm like, this could either just be an old dude, that just looks like him, or that is him. And then, I was like, all right, well, maybe I might be mistaken. I don't know. But then, I walked like another block or whatever, and there was like a part where the protest stopped for a second, and I looked over, and he was right next to me. And I looked down, and I was like, oh yeah, that's him. And I went, Rovics? And he looked over, it's like, oh yeah, that's me. I was like, oh shit, I've been a fan of your music. I've been wanting to meet you and go to one of your, shows at some point. It's like, oh well, blah blah blah. He had like some like thick like working man like callus hands too. Like, I mean, they were, but a very gentle like gentle bear, shake too. Firm but gentle. It's kind of like Kango's like, we gently but firmly asked him to leave, but this time it's more of like a welcome. It's the opposite. I mean, and it was pretty cool to talk to him for a little bit and stuff, and it's like, I know actually, I think here in December he's going to be playing in Portland, so I'm going to see if I can actually just finally get to one of his shows already. And I've actually, kind of a little side rant, but I've been kind of, checking out Phoebe's streams sometimes, and every now and then when she's just kind of playing some different music, like I'll ask if she knows any Union songs and stuff like that. And or if she knows any of folk artists, and she'll be like, do you know of David Rovics? I'm like, I've met him once. I mean, I already know about him. She's like, oh, well, you already know a song that I know, and it's because she knows I'm a better anarchist than you, which is one of David Rovics' songs. It's one of those songs that I think people would know because it's more of a popular song that, that people attribute to him. But he's like got a fuckload of songs. Like he writes songs like all the time. I mean, so he has, like a shitload of them, but that's like one of his most popular songs. But yeah, I mean, he's like a really cool dude, very, very, kind of a kind guy, and like, if anything, very encouraging of just like, going up and having a conversation with them. I don't know why everyone's freaking out. Like, I'm not surprised by Trump winning. I mean, me neither. I knew this was going to be a coin toss, and I knew it was ultimately going to go down to Pennsylvania. And as soon as I saw that Pennsylvania flipped earlier this afternoon, because I was watching DFF stream off and on, at work, And when I heard that, I was like, frying some chicken. I was like, wait, took off my gloves. I was like, hold on, I'm looking at this. It's like, oh shit. And I looked at, the fucking shit. I was like, update myself, going analyst mode. And I was like, oh fuck, it did. I was like, oh shit, that ain't good. And it didn't change ever since. I think it maybe flipped one more time, come on, didn't flip back again, before it just stayed like that. But it was like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, if it doesn't swing back, anytime, from now until like tonight, it's going to Trump. Well, that's when I mentioned it. I was like, oh, it turned to Trump. That's when like I last saw it happen. I was like, I think it's going. Like, I called it earlier. Like, I knew it was going to happen. Because I knew ultimately, the only way for Kamala to win was through Pennsylvania, and that's what happens. She dropped the ball because she lost Pennsylvania. The biggest obstacle to any sort of SF zone change in this country is over compliance. Like the streets, but this new episode of House of Dragon, though. As soon as they announced Kamala to run, I instantly got 2016 flashbacks. Guys, you might want to rethink the strategy, but 8 years and nothing learned. When she had Tim Walz as VP, I'll say this. At least it wasn't Tim Kaine, right? Like with Clinton. Like, at least it wasn't Tim Kaine. It was actually a more populist kind of guy, Tim Walz. Honestly, that's probably the only thing that was kind of helping keeping her up. Outside of the fact that she was at least kind of putting herself out there and was doing some campaigning, unlike Hillary. But, I mean, yeah, like there was some like, this doesn't look good. There was like a little mix of like 2020/2016 flashbacks. 2020, in a sense, it would be close, but I feel like, she could squeak it. But 2016 flashback of a sense of like, if she doesn't like do what she needs to do to be kind of like a populist kind of candidate, she's going to drop the ball like Hillary. And everyone, especially today, even Rip, was saying, it's like, I got some 2016 flashbacks, even the day before, when we're talking about this leading up to, it was the same thing where it's just like, where it's like, ooh, there's, this is feeling a little weird. And I knew it, dude. I knew this for a while. If it was Walz, I've been saying that. If it was Tim Walz as the nominee, and the Democrats last second decided, whoa, damn, this glass tray is loud. Nothing broke. It's just a glass tray. It's just loud shit when I bump it. Also, it doesn't help that there's a shitload of pennies in here for some reason. The pennies probably accelerated or made him way more audible than it really ought to be. But yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. It's like, I mean, if the last second they decided just to like prop him up instead, I would have totally, absolutely would. I already was kind of, knew about him because like with a one, seat majority in Minnesota, like he got a lot of shit done and a lot of things to where like, a lot of people pretty much in Minnesota were like, yeah, we like this guy. I mean, so especially just from our experience when me and my friends went over there not that long ago, so I mean, we knew that like there was kind of like this thing of like, oh yeah, there's a lot of, a lot of people like him because of a lot of the shit that he was able to do and a lot of stuff that he got done. So, I mean, I bet if he was president or not, the nominee, like, oh yeah, I bet honestly there'd be a lot more enthusiasm for him. I mean, he would actually be kind of like a Bernie, but without necessarily like, what would be the word for it? Like, not necessarily looking like a crazy radical, I guess. If that makes sense. Because they always painted Bernie as like crazy Bernie, he's a socialist, and blah, 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 he's too radical. They always painted him like that. So I don't know. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to explain it, but that's kind of the best way I can explain it. It's even worse than someone who's even fully confirmed to be human. I know, right? Yeah, no shit, man, dude. It's I mean, like, I think that's kind of another thing why I'm kind of like, okay, so to speak, with things, because it's just like our national government and our system overall is just fucked. It just is. I mean, unless there's like some serious radical change and like, frankly, the proletariat getting together and actually taking power in their own fucking hands, because we can and are able to do that, then I mean, I don't think anything is going to fundamentally, ultimately really change unless that type of action is taken. And you don't got to be no damn fucking union to do that shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, a lot of it is, taking it to the streets, and hey, inevitably it is going to happen. Proletariat support Trump, apparently. Because again, our system's fucked, our country's fucked, and also a lot of people kind of go with the devil It's not good. I mean, that's partly why I'm like not really like super, I don't know, like emotionally vested into it, I guess. I'm not like super depressed or like angry or anything. I'm just kind of like, well, I guess it's option B that we're taking. It ain't option A. All right, well, damn. That's just kind of how I feel, like I just kind of knew I was going to feel that way if it were going to happen. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling. And I fucking knew it was going to come down to Pennsylvania. I fucking knew it. When Logan mentioned, like, oh no, there's multiple paths, I was sitting here like, bro, no, you don't, no. It's Pennsylvania or bust, bro. And hey, what was it? Pennsylvania or bust. It just was. I mean, I just had that fucking feeling, and I knew it. I don't get enough credit for, like, kind of getting it right with some shit sometimes with my, like, feels and my calls. Like, I make some calls every now and then, and I end up being right, and I'm just like, what the fuck? It's like, god damn it. Because I knew it was. I mean, everything was just leading up to and pointing to it. Like, I mean, like, everything that I was, like, when it came to, when I was, like, looking up with analysis, like, total map shit, even with the polling, all sort of stuff, even if you take polling for a grain of salt, which you probably should. I mean, even with that. But the thing is, honestly, this is the one election where the polling was actually pretty fucking accurate. Like, a lot of the polling leading up to this, election tonight was actually kind of right. Like, leading up to the election, Pennsylvania was up by Trump by like 2 or 3 points. And it's like, what happens? He kind of won it by a little squeaker by a couple points. I mean, the polls have been pretty fucking accurate this election. I mean, not always, and honestly, even Kyle thought, like, oh, these, polls are just kind of like, making it like look like it's coin toss now at this point when it really ain't, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, dude, even he admitted on Twitter, nah, I was wrong, because they were accurate with this one. Because there have been times in the past where, some polls will make it look more contested than it really is sometimes. But, I mean, this time around, that just wasn't the case. They really were fucking contested. I knew it was going to be a coin toss, and I knew Pennsylvania was going to be the major, like, 50, like that 50-cent coin, toss right there. And heads for Kamala, and then like a goddamn fucking, tails for the Trump, and it went down to tails. Gonna need a Frost beer. I kind of feel you with that, low-key. I feel you with that. Gonna need a really bigger McBeer. I'm going to need an MC McDouble. A quadruple D beer. A quadruple D. A quadruple D's nuts. Oh. Quadruple D nuts. Oh, by the way, Logan, since I still have you in here really quick, I must say, dude, your brother, like, legit kind of came in clutch finding this in your fucking car, dude. I've been meaning to actually bring that up, because I'm like, bro, I must say, I will have his thanks, also on that one because he legit came in clutch. And honestly, I kind of had a 0.01% chance hair in the ass, thinking it's like maybe it's under Logan's car seat. I should ask him and just be like, "Can you just let me check really quick, just in case?" And of course, your brother was the one that. Man, I knew I lost it in a vehicle. I knew that much. I just didn't know it was yours. I had a feeling, but it was a tiny, tiny one. But and then the curse of like losing shit from the pockets, end up hitting you too today. Oh my god, dude, man, the last few days have been kind of wild. I'm not even gonna lie. But because of the phone and everything else in between and shit, outside the election stuff, I mean, honestly, I've been feeling pretty good now. I mean, come on, Lucy, sexist shit stains. AOC, Cory Bush, Amy Turner, hell, Eva Elizabeth Warren, Jamie McGlow Skinner, even though she lost the primary. For me, I also voted for another woman, just not Janelle Bynum. So, and I also voted for various different women on the down ballot. I hate when people do shit like that. It's just so fucking annoying. Oh shit, the Humanist Report literally just did a breaking. Oh shit, breaking news. The Humanist Report. Donald Trump wins the presidency. Republicans retake the Senate. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. That's how you know it's fucking official. That's how you know it's official. Bruh. Woo! We're gonna be in for a wild 4 years, oh boy. Oh shit. We're in for a wild 4 years. You know what? I'm just kind of like the Chaos Wizard TJ theorist, spiritual now. I've adopted his religion. I'm about that chaos theory now. I've now become a Chaos Wizard. I'm now a Chaos apprentice. I'm going to have TJ be my apprentice, or be my master. I'm the apprentice, he's the master, I shall learn from his ways. This is a swell way to enter my 30s. This is a swell way to end my 20s. Yay! Oh, that's going to be awesome. Oh, Jesus Christ. The existentialism is starting to hit now. Woo! High five. Boom. High five. Smoke them if you got them, boys. Enjoy whatever vices you want. Who gives? Just might as well not give a fuck. Please tell me at least Georgia, in your state elections, please tell me at least some shit was pretty good there. What was, the ballot measures and stuff in your state? What passed and what didn't? I'm sure you could probably look it up real quick. Because the cannabis unionization bill, that passed. Multi-ranked choice didn't because we're retarded. A few other things didn't. But there's also another one, that was passed that basically allows our legislator to be able to impeach officials if, in our government. So we can impeach senators, representatives, shit like that. The governor even maybe. So that's that overwhelmingly won. It was 80% with 50% of the votes reported in, and it was immediately yeah, this just won. This passed. It was overwhelmingly yes. Everyone was that was probably the solidarity from right, left, center, libs. Everyone was yeah, we're yes. Everybody. It was I will admit that was kind of an awesome flex, honestly, for Oregonians. I will admit. And then the unionization bill for cannabis workers, for the farms, distributors, so they can now join the Teamsters if they want. Retail workers, the dispensaries, they can unionize. Good shit. They now have the same rights as me if they want to start a union or be a part of one and all that shit. So that's all that bill was basically about. It was kind of close. I was a little worried for a little bit, but at the end of it, it eventually called for a pass. I was like, yes! It was a little contested. It was like 60-something%. You know, it won decisively and decently, but not overwhelmingly like I was really kind of hoping for, because I was like, what's wrong with the other 40% of the dipshits here? Like, seriously? Like, really? You don't want collective bargaining for the people that give you your fucking weed and chief up? Fucking... Some people be dumb. That's just like the you could just tell that's sort of like where Oregon be kind of whack, because people think Oregon's like some commie liberal bastion or whatever the fuck. It's like, no, it's not. There's like a 35 to 40% chunk of the population of Oregon that is just straight redneck Southern style hick hillbilly shit, dude. Yokel shit. Straight up. It's literally within like 5 miles of me. Estacada is not that far away from me. Like, that is straight hick land. Canby is like not that far away. I used to go to church growing up there. I don't like, because there's a church called Canby Foursquare that's out there. It's like part of the Foursquare Ministries churches and and shit. And one thing that was an inside joke from a lot of the kids that like I grew up knowing, going to church there and stuff on the weekends. A lot of the fun and weird inside jokes that they have is that Canby's known for having a little incest situations, like literal, like Alabama, like keeping it in the family shit. And it's just like, is Canby like a mini Alabama? And in hindsight, yes, it literally is. It literally is. So, yeah, that's great. I mean, dude, there are parts of Oregon that are just straight yokel hillbilly ass shit. Just straight the fuck up. Like, people think it's like some liberal, like, anarchy, Antifa ran thing or some shit. It's like, no, the literal fuck it isn't. Looks like the House districts, too, are going to be Republican and two Democrats, so breaking even, I guess. Well, it was mainly like ballot measures, like, was there any of that? Like, when it comes to, like, hey, we're going to legalize this, or, do a tax on this or something. Was there any of that? Oh, hang on. Yeah, well, no worries. I mean, whatever the equivalent of a ballot measure is in Georgia. I don't know what they call it there, but, Ooh, that was a good toke. That was nice. That was so nice. Oh, since I have this back, I found out that a part of my drunk is super. I forgot I took cute little photos of Zukov at the bar on Saturday. And I found out there's like this shit called, what's it called? V Brothers? Dude, like, what is that shit, bro? Aztec chocolate bitters, rhubarb bitters, West Indian range bitters. It's like, bruh, the fuck are those? I never saw those at the bar before, but I saw those. I was like, what are those, bro? I want some of that. Next time I'm down there, I'm going to have to ask, like, what cocktail drinks are used in those? Because I might want to try one, just for the hell of it. And I got little Zuzu standing on a rock, being a cute little boy. Being a sweet boy. And apparently I cannot get a good picture of him without him looking like a blur. Looks like Georgia voted yes on the amendment of tax to court. I have no idea what this means, but good on them, I guess. It's just a bunch of boring tax shit, dude. So it was one thing, and it's just a tax thing. That's pretty fucking lame. we had some tax stuff on our amendments. It was like a measure 118, and that was like to increase corporate tax rates and shit, and that was smacked down because people are retarded. They see tax and are like, oh, that impacts me. No. They don't see the corporate in the name. They just see tax and are like, yeah. People are fucking dumb, bro. Like, seriously, people are fucking dumb. Three things, but all tax related. Well, I mean, I suppose just out of curiosity, what's the other two? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just a little curious. Just a little. I mean, it's boring. I get it, but it's like maybe some of it might be good, or maybe a little overbearing and probably shouldn't be there, and they voted no. I don't know. I actually want to ask Venom the same questions if it comes back, or maybe later or some point in the future. Maybe him and I will do like a little Insta, between each other. Man, I don't know. Man, okay, I'm sorry. You know what? Never mind. I won't even ask. Like, dude, I actually literally felt that, man, I don't know. I could literally imagine how you were like typing that. You're like, man, I don't know, bro. Dude, that's how I imagined that you were doing while you're doing it. It's like, dude, I don't know. Oh my god, dude, I'm so sorry. I now just feel bad. I just imagining just how you do. Oh fuck. Oh shit, dude. Oh, I just realized that I got Friday off, so I got a set for karaoke I need to do. I got a set. I'm gonna have to do some really metal and punk shit. I'm gonna be doing American Idiot, by Green Day, that's for sure. I'm gonna be doing what else should I do? There's a few others that I can do. Man, I'm gonna have to like kind of dig a little bit because there's a few that I want to do. Is that so exacerbated as much I can't be bothered? Nah, don't worry about it. I can look it up myself later. I can literally just look up Georgia election results and it will, like, Google will just show it to me. Don't worry about it. I will say, at least Oregon wasn't completely retarded. I mean, because, shit went right, at least in the places where I think it mattered. When it came to, the state and local shit. And at least Lori DeRaymer is no longer my, fucking congresswoman. Now it's Janelle Bynum. Not that it really means much. I don't really like her that much. She kind of fucked over Jamie McGlow Skinner. She should have just been, like, a part of her, like, thing. Or did something else. She should have just waited to run for Senate. I think Janelle Bynum would have been better for Senate or something. And frankly, even the one thing that she was good at, criminal justice reform, like, even then, she barely had any policy at all. Like, I mean, she was literally just a stuffed suit, DNC, fucking empty head who was bought and sold by AIPAC. So she's a Zionist. So, I mean, it's like, I don't like her. But better than Lori DeRaymer, I guess. I didn't vote for DeRaymer. I voted for Andrea Townsend or whatever. She was the Green Party candidate. So I voted for her instead. I mean, but whatever, it's like, I just, the amount of Janelle Bynum signs that I can, there's at least 5, like, with literally up and down the street up here. 5 at least that I know of. Like, right off the bat. It's just ridiculous. It's like, ugh. Authorizes home property tax exemption. That's actually not bad, I guess. That's actually all right. I mean, I probably would vote yes on that myself personally, considering I am a homeowner, I suppose. Create state tax court. 52 yes. Ooh, a contestive one. That one was contestive. I might, just for the political tism walking me, might do extra research on that one, because that one seemed contestive. There was something about that one where people were like, yes, but fuck that, no. And then Georgia referendum A, increases the personal property tax exemption. So it's just a referendum on Amendment 1. Interesting. Okay. Fucking Paul on Twitter, dude. Guys, how could Jill Stein do this to us? Followed by fucking Bernie Bros. I love Paul. Oh, dude, Paul's great. Dude, I love Paul's ego. Man after my own heart. I will say this much. I love Venom, but if he wants to kind of throw this like, well, you voted third party though, it's like, well, you didn't vote at all. I know you have your reason, because he actually told me about it. His reasoning is that he didn't, meet the deadline to register to vote when he was in New Mexico, so he couldn't vote for this election cycle. So he has his reason, which understandable. But it's like, man, don't be flaunting, some shit though. I mean, like, because frankly, I mean, look, we'll all be all right. It's just gonna be rough, especially when it comes to things like Social Security and all sorts of shit. Like, my friend Lauren was mentioning about stuff, and I know that would impact me too, because of my pops, my mom, like, not because of me, but because of, like, other people in my family that would kind of, I don't know, help live a little, because some of that goes into, this place and a lot of whatever the fuck, there's a lot of other shit that, kind of goes into it, right? But, like, I mean, the thing is, especially when it comes to Social Security, unless our fucking federal government actually fucking acts on that, at least Democrats act on it, by 2031, then it ain't going to be there anyway. So it's like, if anything, frankly, it just needs to be codified as like an actual like system and establish like a Social Security agency, like the Department of Social Security, the DSS, and then just make it codified, as just a part of the budget of the government. And every year, there's like, on top of like, the surplus that's already there, there's just a budget to kind of keep it up. There you go. I mean, because that would be a great social service, that would be given back to people, whether due to disability or because they're retired or whatever the fuck. Who gives a shit? Social Security. It's literally in the name. It gives a basic sense of Social Security if someone needs it. And also, it can even be expanded in a way to where maybe someone needs temporary Social Security. Like, it could be also maybe like we can, meld the idea and morph, unemployment into this, kind of idea with, a department like this. And you can, apply for temporary Social Security. It's like, hey, I'm out of a job. I need at least, some basic Social Security, like maybe on like a weekly basis or something like, you can set up some, plan with, when it comes to that type of shit. Depending on, I guess, how it gets set up, I suppose. But, like, I mean, that I think would be way better than just, like, kind of clutch pearls of, like, oh, it's going to expire, this and that. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, because it's kind of on a ticking clock right now anyway, regardless of who's in charge right now, which is Trump, I guess, at this point. I mean, but, like, overall, there needs to be more of a longer term game about it, what's going to be done here. And frankly, in 2028, whoever the fuck is, going to be running on the Democrat side, they need to probably make that a part of their platform. Because 2028, what's after that? 2032. They need to make it a part of their platform. If not, that's going to be a major fucking gap in their armor, and that's not going to be good. And Republicans aren't obviously going to give a shit. they'll just stay hands off about it and just leave people jaded. So that shit's already on a ticking clock. Bam. I'm gonna take a little pee-pee real quick. Be right back. See, my dog will fall asleep. If he wants to try to sneak out of the laundry room, or he's next down. He got out. Little Bean. Hey, how are you doing? Get back here. Oh, you little stretch boy. Little stretch boy. Oh, look at you. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh, look at that little tail. Oh, my goodness. You're such a sweet boy. He is. Chair. Chair. Bloop. Oh, you sweet bean. Little bean. Oh, you little bean. Look at you. Oh, my God. Look at those ears. Just plopped right up. Oh, look at that little tail go. You're just so cute. So happy and patient. Just so sweet. Yes, you is. I need to train you to be an attack dog, bro, because you might need to be one at some point in the future. Can you give me a paw for this one? Oh, good boy. Oh, my God. That derpy fucking face of yours. Oh, my God. That fucking face, bro, is so goddamn derpy. You derpy little bean. You little coffee bean. Oh, my God. You just... Oh, my God. His fucking derpy little face. Oh, my God. He's so ridiculous. Okay, you're gonna really want to need her in this one. Hey, give me the ball back. Well, Jesus. Aggression. You're just like, I want all that meats. All right, there you go. You're a good boy. You're being patient. All right, that's all you're getting for now. Am I going to drop some of that? I swear. Oh, he's about to drop some of that. Oh, yeah. Caught that. I knew it. I saw that coming. There you go. Goofy little dog. This dog is ridiculous. Ridiculous little boom. What? Look at this little bean. You know. Oh. What are you doing? Hey. Boo-boo. Wait, I could just use a flash. There we go. Now it's overpowering the light. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, you little bean. Look at you. Oh, my Lord, you goofy face. He's just like, get the light out of my face, Dad. Fuck you. He's such a derp. You know you can just lay down. You can do that. You know that, right? Seriously? Oh, there. Yep. Oh, well, come on. You can do it. You literally just almost did. You've done it how many times now? Goofy little booty boy. Don't look at me like that, little shit. My goodness. I don't know why, but he had this like little booty showing off, and he had his little tail curled up, and I was just like, I was gonna like pat that little booty. He was like, "What the fuck?" And he immediately turned around and just sat down, and I was just like, he's just like, "What the fuck?" It's such a goofy thing, dude. You're a derp. Oh my god. You're ridiculous. You know that, right? You're ridiculous. Yes, you is. Look at that. Look at that face. Oh my goodness. He's absurd. He is a ball of homunculi. He's multiple homunculus, just morphed into like one weird furball. Jesus, that head like swiped so quick. Damn, dude. You know what? I do got one thing that you probably want that I can kind of split with you a little bit. Split apart and give to you certain quantities, but you got to earn it, and you actually have to come over here for it. And you can't be a shithead like last time. Don't give me that derpy face. Oh my god, I swear to god, he literally went, ooh. I swear, he literally just did that at me. He went, ooh. He just, I swear, dude. You're way more smarter than you make yourself out to be. Quit pretending you're dumb. Yeah, you know. You know. Yeah, you know. You want this, so you have to come over here, bro. If you want this, pal, you have to come over here. Yeah, come on. No? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. You got a little sample down at the bottom. You got a sample at the bottom. There you go. I'm probably going to regret this. All right. Yeah, okay. There you go. You are absurd. All right. Hey, watch it. Oh my god, that is the most cutest fucking thing when he does this. Oh my god. Dude, you just flung it out of your mouth. You didn't even bother to even try to eat this. No, you gotta earn this back. Oh my god. You little baby. You're a baby. Oh my god. Are you a fuzzy? He's a fuzzy. An absurd baby. And a ridiculous little bean. My lord. I love it when he does that. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. Oh my goodness, look at you. Wow. Is Zuko fuzzy? He is. Look at all this. Oh my lord. Damn! Are we rebelling here? They're like, we're out of pork buns and I'm mad. See, told you he's a little alien fuzzball homunculus. Oh, well, oh my god. Okay, your time on my lap has expired. No, fuck you. That motherfucker sneezed right in the face and all up my face. Oh, well, all up in that shit. Boop. Yeah, boot you the boot in my new cane, bro. Boop. Little bastard. And knocking shit over to. Are you some kind of fuzzy? What the fuck is a fuzzy? Are you that guy from the other night or the other day asking if I was a fuzzy? Are you the same dude? Because I thought we answered this question before. If not, and you're some other guy, like, what is a fuzzy? Is there something I'm missing? Is there like a new thing that I'm not aware of? What's a fuzzy? The Ayasawa and be upon you, sir. What is a fuzzy? I must know. I must know. I mean, I got a long arm and leg hair, so sure, I guess. I mean, if you're meaning by, like, you know, that, by, like, body hair, I mean, I got leg hair, but it's, like, blonde as fuck, so you can't really tell unless you actually, like, look at it. Maybe asking for secretly cops, you know, fuzzy. Or, like, the hot fuzz. Nah. I get harassed by cops, so why would I be a cop? That's how you know I'm not a cop. Hey, bro. Hey, what's up? Whoa, hold up. We can maybe, like, do some cool shit with this. Whoa, that actually looks kind of cool. Whoa, that looks kind of dope. Whoa, shit. Oh, that is actually kind of cool. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. That was actually kind of cool. All right, I'm having a lot of fun with my new cane. I can't believe I found this after visiting my mom. It was really just on a bush. Like, went back almost like, huh, this looks like a cane. I like this. I'm keeping it. I'm really happy about my discovery with that. If you told me your stream that you wanted to become a cop, we wouldn't immediately know a gun is being pointing you off camera. Oh, yeah. And I want to be my own. And I want to be like, you know, Harley coming in, pretending that he had one, you know, and then banned me on Twitch. Which, I mean, do you think they would, you know, recognize me if I really just decided, like, you know, make another Twitch account? But, you know, instead of just saying ignore Husky, it's like ignore the Union Husky or some shit like that, or whatever the fuck. Union Dog Husky or whatever the fuck. Like, you know, make it like kind of something, you know, you can kind of get the hunch a little bit. I just don't put like the ignore name part in the name, but people, yeah. Do you think they would know after all these years? It's been 4 fucking years, you know? Do you think they would know? I'm also kind of partially wondering if the reason why they banned me was because of my profile pic, because it was when I was, you know, I went ski shooting with my family in Texas. That was my profile picture of me with one of their shotguns. And honestly, it's like, if that's the reason, let me just change the profile picture then. I mean, you know what I mean? You know, it's like, if that really is the case, then it's kind of fucking stupid. Or just like, I don't know, whatever. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like, do you think they would recognize it? I made an account called Husky Ignore. Well, that's not what I would have called it in the first place. I would have just made something else. I mean, it'd just be a little bit of a different name. One that obviously I think people would kind of notice and recognize and shit, but not one that I think people would like, or at least Twitch itself would immediately recognize. I mean, at a certain point. Because I don't know, it's been long enough, I think. Film's ghost possesses Trump and makes him do a bunch of left-wing shit. Honestly, I mean, I kind of low-key wish that, like, possession and shit like that was a thing because, dude, I kind of wish that some motherfucker would, you know, possess Trump to do shit like that. Or the Democratic Party. Or, like, I don't know, anything about our government. Like, you know what I mean? I hate how all these fucking MAGA chuds and Republicans are like, oh, Kamala's a commie, blah, blah, blah. Bitch, if Kamala Harris was literally communist, I would be like, yo, I would be the most enthusiastic fucking mommy milkers. I would fall off like a coconut tree simp, little ape brain, little Mama Harris, communism, let's go. Yeah, I would just be like all up about that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be the most enthusiastic son of a bitch. But no. We don't even get anything remotely close to that shit, son. I'm not gonna camp. Well, already not going to. Well, hey, I already am. I just need to invest some money into some freedom seeds. Hey, guess what happened tonight?
I locked my keys in the car.
Well, I know about that. Did you at least get that resolved?
Obviously, my truck's here.
I didn't know. Well, I didn't know. But besides that, guess what happened tonight?
What?
Everyone was all about like the mommy milkers. Did y'all just fall out of a coconut tree? Well, coconut milk mommy, Mama Harris fell out of a coconut tree tonight. It was Pennsylvania or bust when it came to the election, and guess what happened? It was Pennsylvania and bust.
What's that mean?
I mean that, like, when it came to Kamala Harris potentially winning, she had to win Pennsylvania, and guess who won Pennsylvania? Not Kamala.
Just Trump.
Yep. Now we got another 4 years of that son of a bitch. And a Republican Senate, so that's great. I'm saying that sarcastically. I mean, I kind of partially expected the Senate part of that for sure, but I also partially I put that shot. Oh, hey, well, that's why it's up there. But yeah, I mean, you know, it's like I expected the Senate part of it. Oh no! Well, it's just a soda. I mean,
or you might want to get the guitar up out of there.
That's fine.
I would do that.
Just grab a top.
Fuck.
Let's go grab a top.
Or that. It's semantics.
Well, I mean, want to soak it up at least.
Mm.
Don't want just stewing. That's not I meant like that's not that's like a tiny rag. I'll just grab it real quick.
So I think the Trump one.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now you kind of completely forgot all about that after locking my keys in and have to deal with fucking shit. Have to get all about the elections when you're ending up begging for a ride home. You have to call and check it 15 bucks to get home. Oh.
I mean, well, whatever. I mean, now at this point, it's not a big deal now.
You need to learn to drive that way you can come home.
I mean, it wouldn't help anyway when I'm at work. It wouldn't have mattered anyway if I'm working. It wouldn't have mattered anyway when I'm working.
Well, yeah,
Jesus Christ.
the Uber guy wanted to give me a ride here, but he wouldn't give me a ride back. Or luckily, I got the neighbors when I was coming home, and it's like, they didn't give me a ride to get my car. And he did.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Those are good neighbors. I like those neighbors.
Forget out of background lmao. Well, yeah, he dropped his soda. Or whatever drink that he had. And he also had a whole adventure, apparently. I have no idea. Here. I know what it's all about. Well, hey, even though we have that here. Here, take a swig of that so they can feel better. There you go. Yeah, that did actually help a little bit. So there we go. TJ had an interesting tweet. That's too long for chat. Mine for Discord free. Yeah, I'll be fine. Actually, here, let me take that other one that I read earlier out, so when it pops it up, it doesn't like take some of it out. Wasn't Logan say he was gonna pop by over here at some point? Like, I remember him saying something about that. Oh, here we go. From T-shirts, the old paradigms are breaking down. Oh, it's still, I'm gonna have to like literally go off stream to read it. But hold on, I'll read what I can see. The old paradigms are breaking down what's left and right a few years ago is changing. Look at Missouri, where abortion is raising the minimum wage one. Break choice voting, Kamala lost. Dick Cheney, well, hey, it lost here in Oregon too. Dick Cheney, a warmongering shitbag, voted Democrat. Joe Rogan, possible comedian, voted Republican. ... Ah, fuck. No, and that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, when it comes to election result stuff, like when it comes to like tonight.
Yeah, I'm just saying as far as...
Because it's like, I mean, because think about it. It's the devil you know versus the one you don't, right? That's, I think, what played a role, you know,
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors that I think played a role in this shit because you have like, because it's for a fact, and it's, you know, that Netanyahu was talking with Trump a little bit, and you know, about like trying to like undermine, you know, the Harris campaign, you know, to kind of have Trump win a little bit. It's almost kind of like a Reagan Carter situation, basically, you know. And then also Kamala, not a lot of people know about her. I mean, you know, because honestly, she didn't even win the popular vote. You know, 2016, a disaster as Hillary Clinton's campaign was, she still fucking won the popular vote that election. And this one, Harris didn't. I mean, like, despite even though she did perform a little better, you know, as a campaign, she still couldn't even get that because not a lot of people know about her. You know, like, you know, people on the West Coast probably do a little bit, especially in California, because that's where she came from.
Boomhauer won the electoral election.
Plus, you running late. You told me that you wouldn't kidnap you. Would be well. It's 1:30 now.
I just woke up and I'm listening to the news about Peanut the squirrel.
Oh, don't even get me started on that shit, because I'm just like, I'll start a revolution for that. Dude, I'll start a revolution for that squirrel raccoon. Dude, they were brethren, you know, and it's like, dude, I'll start a fucking revolution over that. Fuck politics, I'll start a revolution against, you know, this world. Dude, I follow like, you know, I like follow some kind of conservative like dudes and lefty dudes sometimes, and literally every little meme and stuff that they've been posting every now and then has always been in solidarity for the squirrel and the raccoon, dude. Fred the raccoon and Peanut the squirrel. Like it doesn't even. Everyone is in solidarity, like left, right, center, up, down, you know, everything in between. Everyone is just like, we stand in solidarity with the squirrel and the raccoon, dude. Fuck that shit. Everyone's just like, nah, dude. Fuck this. It really is. I can understand maybe be like, hold on, maybe we need to hold them for a bit to like understand the. Do you have? I don't understand what New York all is about. Like.
Came in and grabbed like Curly or Zuka. You expect to get nipped.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if it's like maybe there's like a certain licensure thing, maybe that's not being abided or whatever, then just like be like, hey, get a fine, and until you do, then you can't get it back, and then don't do anything with them. Just let them chill. Like this, it's so it's just fucked either way. Nah, let's just slaughter them. I actually don't know. I have to ask Mom about that. I don't know why these news sites keep digging their heels about that shit. It's 219 to 266 NBC. Unless somehow come out, Master gets 51 votes the next day. Pack it up. I know. And as far as I can see, there ain't no path anymore. It had to be Pennsylvania or bust, and that's it. At this point, there ain't no other way. Doing her all. I was gonna take a piss break real quick here. Be right back, but I'm gonna gift them something. Want to buy another one? What this? Oh, I mean, you're taking sacrifice to the concrete. Can't you tell? I love it, sensitive music, idiot poetry swell. You and your you're the second motherfucker that has denied a gift. No one wants my fucking gestures. Blue. Oh my, fuck. As soon as I took my piss, my homies showed up. Damn. I actually was like, you know what? I'm going to try to sneak up on them. I kind of did, but they were not like, whoa. It felt undermined.
Donald Trump and the Republicans won the Congress. We're all going to die. America's going to go into shit.
No, don't be like that.
This is the first time in our lifetime they won the Senate, Congress, and the fucking presidency.
They're
Too dangerous because alive. You are all like, it don't matter. It's not going to affect us. My mom's going to lose all her benefits.
We got. Let's get to.
You weren't here for the entire stream that was talking about and shit. Like,
I'm getting destroyed tonight.
I thought you were already like a quarter.
Oh no, I've been sipping on it. I talked to a girl all night to distract myself.
Sit. Like,
This is.
Is that my shirts?
I had more shit to bring you, but Harlan threw it in my back, and now it's all convoluted. These are for you to read about getting a job. These are cards that I got. Read them.
Oh,
Fuck you.
it's the
Read them.
my shirt back.
This is first month or two I worked as a paraeducator. They gave me cards of appreciation just simply because I'm a man who gives a shit.
Well, this doesn't like. I mean,
Read the other one. The other one's better.
I mean, okay.
We're all talking about you need a better job, bitch.
Let's get it, boys.
I mean,
I'm gonna read these here. You read those for motivation.
We bringing Kush.
I mean, the thing is, I don't even want to be in like that
we-
broader education thing anyway. I mean, it's a good
we-
gesture, but it's not like, you know, something I'm really broadly
I
interested
want to
in.
do something that I can make money with for a few months.
That's not the point.
That's
It's
the
not.
point. That is the point, actually.
I can find other things so I can do the same thing when it comes to
You make less
like
money?
income
Make
wise.
less money.
No.
Okay.
I
All right.
asked.
Believe
I
in
mean-
I guess believe in yourself.
Well, you're always trying to encourage that, but now you're trying to say no because.
Well, I mean, if you
I
really
mean-
believe in yourself, go ahead and do it then. You know?
Oh, it's
Kind
kind of okay.
I don't feel like you feel the same way though.
No, I do. I just don't believe you feel that way to where you're actually going to do it. But let's not
Well,
talk about that. Let's have a good night because we're all homies.
Well,
at
why did
the
you
end,
bring it up in the first
and-
place?
I was planning
go- yeah,
on
we're gonna go
bringing
meet
these,
Stefan.
but it's not. It's just it's your shirt, and I might as well bring it, and that was part of it. I was supposed to come here way earlier, but I had.
Well, that's what I was wondering. Yeah, because Rip, hit you up about it. I was just like, cause I was like, I know he was coming by. Where to go?
Let's do it. I light that shit up. Yeah. Ooh, he's sipping the whiskey.
Let's bring some. Okay.
That's yours if you want it.
There we go.
We were trying to say that we're gonna have to buy.
We
you
knew, I
beer.
knew he'd have beer. I know him.
No, you didn't.
I knew it.
That's not what you were saying.
I called it. Andrew always has beer when
I mean, I called the whole Pennsylvania
Doesn't
thing.
always-
It was Pennsylvania bus
You know
for
how
tonight.
much-
That's
you know
how
much
fucking shit
beer
went the way
I
it
bought in
did.
the past few months?
You're about my light.
I light up. I mean, light him up.
No, not that. No, light. No, my light.
Why do you need a light on you?
Come on.
Light.
That don't matter. It's gonna be over in a minute.
Yeah, we
Well,
got-
so I mean, I'd like to show off my building. Come on,
You know, Stefan is a very cranky motherfucker.
yeah, I told him. Fucking.
Dude, Tyler needed
No, that
really.
was 30 minutes ago.
I know.
So I
Dude,
told him-
Tyler's
I told
been
him
really
10 more
fucking.
minutes. We gotta go. Or Stefan's gonna dip.
You gotta hit it.
I thought we were gonna run out.
Okay, now I guess there's something I'm not aware of. Okay, well, you know,
We
whatever.
can't call or text you because you're always fucking streaming.
Well, I was gonna be talking about the election.
You
Whatever.
should have talked to the election about us like everyone else on the stream.
Oh, we will.
You would have had more people to talk with.
Oh, we-
You had 3 people on the stream.
We'll go. And fucking.
Maybe when you showed up.
Then you have Venom or Rose talking about beating my ass. Fuck him. A little bit there.
No one was talking about that on stream. What the fuck?
Was he talking about you beating Trump's ass? He was talking about you beating someone's ass.
Not you or anyone else.
Oh,
You
yeah.
must have misinterpreted it then.
Look at it said you knocked their fucking head and beat their ass. I read the text.
Not to you at all. You must have misinterpreted then. Because I mean
It
it
was
was
somebody. It was somebody.
That's cool as fuck.
I mean might be some other random that was in there because there were a few
No, it
other
was
people
Rose.
that
It
were
was
there.
Rose. It was Rose.
Well, he's here right now. I mean, like.
Maybe I got it wrong.
Well, yeah, because.
All right, Rose. I'm sorry. I actually like you. I don't like Venom.
No, well, no, hold on. No, here's what he's saying.
Or the guy.
No, I was talking about Ignar being in Venom's ass. Oh, I remember now.
Oh,
Yeah, because about him committing seppuku if Trump wins or whatever.
Yeah.
Hit the mook and go. Let's bring the weed though. We got.
Yeah, we're gonna roll up. Yeah, we're gonna roll.
We got the mook.
All right. Well, there. I'll have fun tomorrow with all y'all motherfuckers anyway. So they're all pressure me. So
this is gonna be empty by the end.